dear DF team, given that Rockstar has delayed GTA 6 yet again, and with Xbox seemingly phasing out the console market, do you think Rockstar might reconsider launching the game on PC? Seems risky to release such a massive project on an almost, if not an entirely stagnant console install base. Something about what we were talking about earlier, really. Additionally, the landscape has changed in the past 10 years. PC gaming today is far larger than it was during the GTA 5 launch period. Steam breaks records after records. In fact, it set a new concurrent user record just last month with well over 41 million players online at once. That platform alone now has an estimated 200 plus million monthly active users. Overlooking such a large and growing market seems like a missed opportunity. Congratulations on going independent. I wish you all the best! Exclamation point. It's a virtual rerun of the points that you were making earlier, Alex. I'm just thinking about this whole Xbox business. You know, what happens if Microsoft puts out an Xbox that can play PC games, which is essentially what they're saying they're going to do, but there isn't a console version of GTA 6 available within the Xbox store, because, you know, you kind of suspect it will still be curated, I think is the word they'll be using, in a sense, compared to the Windows version. We're getting into a whole different sort of weird territory at that point. But what do you make of this question? It kind of, I think it's just a case of manpower.
I mean, I think they're probably in this. How many months does it delayed? Like
6 months.
6 months. I mean, in that 6 month delay, there's limits of what they can do, and I think a lot of it is polishing of what they already have to a ridiculous degree, and working in that extra time on a PC version where they've historically used the intervening period of like 1.5 to 2 years to do the PC version. I think they probably need more time to do it and do it justice. And I think they would probably also not just keep the same visual feature set that they did on consoles. With Red Dead 2, they didn't. GTA 5, they didn't. So I think they'd be pushing it another level ahead. And that would require much more time than the current allotted. So just talking realistically, based upon what the question says, I think they may move up the PC the PC release date in general to being a little bit earlier than it's been in the past, just because that's how I feel about it. I don't actually have a good reason for it. I just got to feel that way. But I don't think this current delay will mean day and date PC, which it's so interesting to see such a big game not even mention it at all, though.
Right.
That is generically multi-platform. You know what I mean? So it is so interesting how only Rockstar gets away with this stuff. No one else does.
You know what Rockstar really hates? Mods.
Yes, they do.
What do you think about this, John?
Man, I know Microsoft's shifting away from the console traditional business, but they still, as far as I can tell from about mid-2025, they still sold like 37 million Xbox Series consoles. That makes it like the 17th best-selling console of all time.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of boxes still, and plenty of people to target. And because it's GTA, I think they will almost like some sort of like weird like psyop. They will just like activate Xbox users, and they will all like run to the store and buy copies of GTA 6.
Assuming direct control, yeah.
They will assume direct control. So, I mean, you have 80 plus million PS5s. You've got 37 million Xboxes right now. We're still a year out. That's a pretty sizable pool to play in, I would say. So it's kind of like, that's good, right? Like, I think it's enough. Like, I don't think like the doom and gloom around Xbox is warranted to some degree, but also like they still sold a fair amount of units. It's just less than the competition by a lot, but that doesn't mean it's a total failure. It's the same thing with like, and it's a different story, but it's the same when talking about, if you go back to like PlayStation Portable versus Nintendo DS, people would say, oh, the PSP was a failure versus the DS, but it still sold 80 million systems.
Right. Yep. Right. Yep.
It's just that DS sold 150 million, right? So it looks like, but like, so when you consider that, Xbox Series, it still sold enough units where I think it makes a lot of sense to still do Xbox and PlayStation as their first round, as they've always done. and then we'll see PC come along later, and they'll try their best to prevent people from modding it, which will last about 22 hours, and then the mods will start rolling out. But, they'll still make a lot of money there, and they'll be happy, and then we'll get the... I don't... Switch 2, I don't know. That market-wise, it makes sense to go there, but they've not done it yet, and I'm not sure it'll happen here still. It feels like a tall order, but who knows?
I think...
And then we gotta wait for the PS6 version.
I think the other thing, of course, is that, they're not short of ways of making money. There's a Red Dead 2 remaster apparently happening. They could roll out a GTA 4 remaster in the following year, and it would sell untold millions.
Yeah, it's a game.
Dude, just having an optimized, smooth performing version of GTA 4 would be nice.
Yeah. It is so weird how they've re-released Red Dead and GTA 5 so many times, but it's like kind of like redhead stepchild of the GTA family. They've remastered GTA 3 and Vice City, but for some reason GTA 4 is yet to be touched. And I really do wonder why. It was such a big game back in the day. I mean, you got the Xbox, tattoo reveal of that game. It was a big deal that Xbox got it, right? So, I wonder why they leave it be.
I mean, maybe it's just a complicated mess of spaghetti code nightmare, and they don't want to touch it again.
Yeah, they're embarrassed.
Not embarrassed, it's like who wants to dig in there and make this work on new machines?
I mean, just a small reminder that you can play the 360 version under back compat 60 frames per second now, because the original was unlocked. So that's pretty good. But yes, obviously.
It's very weird and dithered looking, though. It's got a strange look to it on
that's
360.
True. Just going back to the question for a quick second, I think that when you're dealing with a project of this size and scale, the concept that you only have to address, 4 different consoles is actually probably very attractive. Whereas with PC, you've got scalability that you've got to build in. And, it's a lot more difficult, I would say, to tailor that experience when you've got essentially an infinite amount of hardware out there. I could say, that's probably the main reason why.